It's 5. Hi. Late for morning prayers. So it's breakfast time.
Hi, I'm looking for food. I only see these. These are the meeting stuff. Alright.
The sermon we just heard was so beautiful.
So, I shouldn't say that. So good.
It was, I don't even have the words for it, but we'll discuss it later. So this is my home country. We're only 4 people from Malawi, and there's people everywhere. Well, now I'm here. Where am I? Where's Maryland? Anyway, somewhere there. Mexico, Venezuela, Peru. Oh, we have just one person from Manaus. I don't know if that's how they pronounce it. Alright, let's go. People from everywhere. Okay. Might have to. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so we finished the first part. Well, the second part of the day. We had lunch already, like you saw, and now we just came from closing up the sessions that we had. I actually attended a parenting session. I know, I'm not married, I don't have kids. What are you doing in the parenting section? I wanted to attend the parenting session because, I don't know, I just felt like there were some tools, some things that would be discussed that I could use to implement in my own life, in regards to my relationships with people, my relationship with my nephew and niece, and if it is God's desire for me to have my own family. You know, there are these tendencies that we have as human beings which have been passed on by our parents, mannerisms, character flaws, diseases, that you tend to stop and think, I want it to stop with me. I don't know what that could be in your life. It could be maybe you come from a family that's always yelling at each other, or that isn't really kind in terms of how you speak to each other. For me, it's just a whole other thing that I wish not really speak about, but that is something that I wanted to actually work on, and I do feel like God is leading me to work on those things, in terms of also how I relate to my niece and nephew. And there was a time where I was sitting on my desk and I was frustrated with my nephew, I remember, and I was like, oh, Lord, why do I have to be the one to work on it? Because, I mean, it was a warranted reaction. I mean, come on. And I remember that morning, normally when I go to the office on my desk, I have the opportunity to actually listen to either sermons or music in my office if I choose to. So I was listening to the audiobooks for Ellen White, and there was this part whereby she was saying, talking to another sister, I think she wrote to another sister saying, the reason why you need to work on these things is because when you have your own children, those things will be passed on to them. Even when you're pregnant, those tendencies of reacting in a certain way, those tendencies that you have, even if it's like being short-tempered, being impatient, whilst you have the kid in your womb, while the baby is not even born, that baby is already picking up on those things, and likelihood your child will have those, will inherit those character flaws. And I was like, my goodness, I do not want a little mini me walking around with some, with my kind of character or behavior. So it really just prompted me also to work on myself, just not for myself as well, but for those that I will be around. So yeah.
Hi guys, so it's 11:40 and this is when I'm actually trying to get to bed. Overall the day was great. Like I mentioned, we were in sessions throughout the whole day, and I stuck to one session, which was the parenting session. And funny thing is, the evening sermon was also based on mostly education, parenting, and I guess, yeah, education, meaning that institutes, schools fell under that. And one thing that I really enjoyed about today's services was the morning sermon that we had, which was based off of 1 Samuel chapter 1. And the preacher basically dissected this reading in such a way that really just blessed everybody, from looking at Hannah's barrenness, not just in the context of infertility, but barrenness could mean barrenness when it comes to finances, relationships, maybe a dead dream, things like that. And what do we do for placed in Hannah's situation? Like Hannah's situation, do we step out of God's will to try to obtain that which we really want, like what her husband did, getting a second wife? Or do we trust God to actually provide? And the other thing was promises we've made to God. If He blesses us with something, are we going to fulfill those promises like Hannah did when she promised God that if He gave her a son, she would not lay a razor on his head, he would be raised as a Nazarite basically, and be dedicated to God's service. And she fulfilled her promise, and the preacher was just reminding us, what have you done? Have you fulfilled the promises you made to God? That, Lord, if you bless me maybe with a good job, I'll do A, B, C, D. Have you made and fulfilled those promises? Well, I'll give twice my tithe. Well, I'll help ministries. Well, I'll help more missions and whatnot. And it was really a challenge, that lay everything at God's feet and to trust that He will take control. We're still having the morning prayer sessions in the morning tomorrow, so I'm hoping I'll wake up and get time to attend. We're going to do an outreach program in the community tomorrow, so hopefully we'll wake up in good time. But I'm really grateful I'm here. I can't stress this enough. This has been my prayer for the longest time, and now God has finally answered it, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm grateful. I feel privileged, if I may say so, considering a lot of people would want to have this freedom to just gather with other young people and just worship God, but they're restricted. You think of people like in North Korea and in China and other countries where Christianity is actually now being banned by law. It makes you realize that you don't want to take anything for granted. I am very grateful for this day. The food was amazing. I forgot to take the video of the food I had for lunch, but hopefully I'll remember tomorrow. Tomorrow, since we're going for outreach, they'll probably pack the lunch in a lunchbox. But yeah. Anyway, good night. Bye, guys.